If we go to the old books from the universities that describe what information technology is about, we always get into the basic definition that we take data and convert the data into the information. So we can have data on our ERP systems and we convert it into an information that looks like revenues report or expenses report. However, what we would like to do is to get into the second and the third level of information, and those levels would be the intelligence behind the information. If we got $200 million a quarter, what does that mean for the organization? Of course, it makes difference if those 200 million are 200 million where the goals were only 100 million or where the goals were 500. Those are two different situations. And what we would like to do is to enable CFOs and decision makers of the organization to analyze that information. We describe basically three stages. First stage would be the actual analysis, second would be the forecasting, and then would be all the control objectives. And if we would like to talk about actual analysis of data, then I would say that we can divide that into the financial information and the management information. Our solution will always combine between those different data sets into one knowledge base. We will not enable the organization to show one line at the P&L and the second line of this management report, because that doesn't make any sense. We would like that processes that involved in creating financial reports, regardless if those are being used by the management team or if those are being used by the financial people, we would like them to be within the same confidence level and within the same detailed level that enable not only to report to the stock exchange how the company works, but also to make a real factor in decision making and analyzing the data. When we step into the CFO's office and we start a project, we usually start with the actual analysis. The actual analysis will enable the organization to get its financial data much more accurate, much more detailed, much more efficient. We provide not only the automation behind those reports, but also insight, and we usually connect between management information and the financial reporting. We found that in some organizations there is an head of economic that have one type of analysis and one set of data, and there is a head of finance that is dealing with financial information. Those information are not always being connected, and that makes confusion at the organization. So the first stage when dealing a CFO's project would be to gather the actual information and to make it available for a more valuable reporting. Second stage would say, okay, we have the actual data, we got a number, we know that our COGS are going to stand on $100 million. What does that mean for us? In order to understand that, we need to create the benchmark, and a benchmark would be a forecasting process. The forecasting process should rely on a few different assumptions. It should be a parameter-based forecasting process.